Hello parents, and welcome into this video where I'm going to be going through and explaining some of the energies and the astrology of 2023 and looking at those with this lens on parenting, how it can best support you as a parent and your children. My name is Christy Whistler. I am an intuitive, an astrologer, and I'm also the parent of two magical multi-dimensional kids. Now, if you need support at this time, if you want a deeper understanding into who your children are, especially if they are unique and sensitive, do please send me a message or go to my website at christywhistler.com. I offer consulting calls as well as chart your stars, where we can look and see the astrology at the time of your or your child's birth. What is their evolutionary intention for their soul this lifetime, the direction that their soul is urging them to go into, to help you in your role as a parent to meet that need. So I do offer that, so please send me a message if you're interested. And please like this video and subscribe to this channel. That really does help me to reach out and connect with more parents like you. So I do appreciate you all so much for being here and for saying yes to the child that you have. All right, so let's get into this, shall we? All right, so in general, I'm going to give you a little bit general themes for the astrology of 2023. Now, if you want a deeper dive in what this means for you as an individual, you as an adult, those themes I focus on in another video. This one here, I'm going to really try and focus the lens on being a parent, but do know if you want more, that one is available for you as well. So, okay, 2023, life, death, and rebirth. Now, we are in this very liminal space, okay, where the old that is not working is crumbling around us, and we're really starting to see that happen, but we're not quite into the new energy yet. It's like we still have to go through this demolition process to bring in this new amazing future and energies. So, life, death, okay, death, rebirth. There is a lot that's changing in our world and in our lives, okay? This breaking things up, this crumbling, that will continue through 2023. But that is so we can get into this rebirth process, to get to the phoenix rising from those ashes to create this new world, these new experiences, this new way of doing community. Now, for parents, okay, this can be some of like discovering a whole new way of doing relationship with others, with our children, exchange, energy, love. You can have a complete transformation in all that. And then, of course, this we'll see strongest around our children, our partners, our family. At the start of 2023, we had Venus conjunct Pluto. I'm not going to go super in-depth with the astrology with you guys. If you want more of that, check out that other video. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of like pinpoints so you know where this is coming from as well. So there's a lot of energy between Pluto and Venus, right? And there's this transformation that's happening. And pretty much when it comes to Pluto, it's not really comfortable. I'm going to be honest with you, Pluto energy is not comfortable. It's this scraping to the bottom of the barrel of what's been hiding in the shadows and the darkness. Pluto is the unconscious. So there's bringing this up to the surface so we can see it, so we can clear it, purify it, and then we can move forward in an entirely new energy. Okay, this is reactionary chamber, cataclysmic energy. That is Pluto. And where you are on the other side is this newer, better version, but the going through it part of this process is not, it's not comfortable. And it can be very uncomfortable depending on how it's hitting for you in your life, especially in your own birth chart or your children's. So just be aware, Pluto is going to be up this year in a really big way. And I will continue to explore that with you as we go into this. All right, so for example, what are some of these changes that I'm talking about? We are moving from this very top-down authority when it comes to structures, systems, to moving into more of this ground-up approach, to linking arms with community instead of having one person on top, okay? That's moving from this Pisces age that we've been in for about 2,500 years and getting into Aquarius. So there is this energy shift, and it's coming in from different astrology elements as well, but just kind of know at a high level that that is happening. So for children, okay, we might see this from the old traditional ways. Children should be seen and not heard, okay? Many generations before us, that was the approach that they had, their attitude towards children. And now we're switching, okay? We're moving into this new energy where how can we actually be in partnership with our children? Yes, they are young and we are here to guide them, to teach them the rules of our society and what it means to be human. But they're also still actual sovereign human beings. So it's a partnership. So that's some of the areas where we can be seeing that shift, really rooting into the ground and starting to sprout this year, okay? We are in this liminal space. The world hasn't, transformed yet. We're still crumbling, but we're not really even sure where we're going yet. But we are starting to see the signs in some of those areas. It's like old ways aren't working, but the new ways aren't quite here yet. They haven't quite landed. For example, I have a friend of mine who she's really kind of hit that moment of, you know what, this education system in the country that I'm living in, it's not working for me. It's not working for my kids. My kids don't want to be here. But she also doesn't know what this new way is going to be yet, or when it will be go time to switch from that old system to something new. So she's actually in this very much a surrendering moment. Again, liminal space, letting go, and just waiting for that divine timing to come in. So if you're experiencing something like that, let me know what that is for you, because that's going to show up differently for each of us. This January is really a big time to be a visionary, to dream. Again, cleanse, purify, I mentioned that. This really restoring and healing time from the busyness of the holiday season. So take whatever time that you need to get yourself centered and clear again. This is a very yin kind of energy that we are in January. It's soft, quiet. It's not do, where there's this outward masculine pushing yang energy, okay? This is more womb within, being in that womb space. This is important for us to actually line up with natural law and natural time. And the more that we can do that, the more we and our children can come into more flow. It's about not coming into conflict with this energy, or where we're paddling upstream against it. This is about flow. And I mean, just think about winter season, especially we are in the global north, it's wintertime. Look at nature. What is nature doing? Is it in full bloom, or are the leaves still off of your trees and you have snow on the ground? So can you match that energy as a human being? Because we are part of nature, and the more we can align with that, the more things are really going to start working and blossoming for us when we do that. Now, be aware of your children. They might equally be needing this quieter time right now. This isn't the time to have schedules packed, nonstop after school activities, or every weekend, fully planned out for the next 2 months, okay? Let them sleep in. Let them be in their pajamas all day. Let them zone out, read books, go play video games, watch TV, and just kind of like have that quiet mental recess. Because sometimes we really just need some downtime. I mean, I do too. What about you? Are those days where you're just like, I'm just going to watch this TV show that doesn't require much thought, but you would just enjoy it and you can zone out for a minute? If that's what you're needing at this moment, go do that. Go flow with this energy that you are feeling. And it's this taking care of our inner selves, our emotional needs, is very up right now for us as a collective, as a humanity. To care for ourselves compared to the constantly productivity, constantly working on the doing. This was highlighted at the end of 2022 when we had the Capricorn New Moon, followed by the Cancer Full Moon at the start of this year, January 6th, okay? We also have the North Nodes of Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter all in Cancer, okay? This is about returning and coming into alignment with emotional needs, emotional safe space, and caring for our energy. So coming into balance with that. Now I can share, I'm actually going to be doing another video, which you'll be seeing hopefully soon. We'll see how that goes. Where I was in Death Valley camping with the kids, and my mental mind was in such overwhelm from the holidays. We had 2 birthdays as well, mine and Eric's, and it was like my mind was blown. I got to do this date, this, guess this, so you did it right. Like, in order to hit this, I have to have that, and that done in a specific order by certain dates. I mean, like, let me know. Was that your December? Was that what it was like for you too? Even as I was saying no to so many activities and obligations, I still exhausted. Mentally exhausted, energy exhausted. That's coming in as well from Mars being retrograde. But it's also just like this moment in time. Even solar activity, like the sun. I got back from Death Valley and all I could do was sit down and just be. Because we had 3 X-class flares in a 7-day time period. X is the highest flare, and then there's numbers associated with it. Then below it is M, and then C, but you don't need to know that detail unless you're interested in that. But X-flares are a big thing, okay? It's a big deal. We usually only get 10 of those in 1 year, and we got 3 in a week. And like, these energies just knocked me on my butt. And so even as my default programming was to push me to go, to have this video out for you earlier than it did, it was like, you need to sit and be still and actually have balance. So balance is going to be a big theme for 2023, having this emotional balance with the rest of the world, those expectations and obligations, okay? Let me know for you, like, how was that early January period? Were you Did you have a lot of energy? Or were you like me and were you feeling like, I can't even move right now? I can't even think. Like, what's my name again? Yeah, let me know how that was for you. But do know as well, okay, that if you've been feeling stuck, if you've been feeling like you haven't had a lot of energy or very directionless, okay, that is shifting, all right? It starts on the 12th when we have Mars finally going direct again, okay? Okay, so before I go into the rest of those energies, Mars direct, what could that have meant for you? What did I see in my own kids? One of the ways that I want to really kind of share astrology with you is sharing stories to better help it land with you and then see how that kind of maybe fits in your life or maybe not at all. So January 13th, okay, day after Mars went direct, Eric was an explosion of non-stop energy. And Kate was non-stop emotions. And then they were nitpicking at each other. They were really kind of just feeding off of each other, which is not usual for them. Mars is also kind of out of balance at this time. So can be more erratic, more eruptive, disruptive with that energy. And for myself on that day, I was incredibly frustrated. I was on a much shorter fuse than usual, and I was really struggling to like stay in my center and not reacting to them reacting. So was that you? Did anybody else have that kind of experience? And then also on the 13th, okay, in the Galactic Mayan calendar, it was a yellow sun day. So one of the shadow elements of yellow sun is it can be very fiery. It can be burning too bright. And of course, that was exactly what I was seeing in my kids. So yeah, let me know in the comments how that day went for you or around those days. Because a lot when it comes to astrology, it's not necessarily exact days, but it's this building up around them, this synergy, this weaving. So yeah, let me know. Now, Mars retrograde, Mars going direct now, you might be having a much clearer direction of where you and your children are heading. Okay, maybe it is around education or learning, and that would be perfect because Mars is in Gemini, and Gemini rules those things. But maybe it's also around your desires for your children. Or maybe your children are really coming in with their, like, no, this is what I want to do. This is who I am. This is what I'm interested in. This is what I want to learn and study. So, yeah, like maybe you found that your kids were once really into dancing, and then all of a sudden it's like they want to be an actor, and that came out of nowhere. So you can have that kind of experience around this time as well. You can also find that your children might still be jumping from like one idea to the next, and that's okay. It's really to be expected with Mars in Gemini. So do what you can to help your kids keep their focus. You know, be flexible. Don't be super stern on, nope, you started this thing, you got to finish it. Maybe it's instead of like, oh, you're done with this art project, you want to go read. Well, that's fine. First, you need to help me clean this up. So it's like you're still holding boundaries, even as you're allowing that flexibility for them to follow their curiosity and what they desire. Now, on the 18th, we have Mercury is going direct in Capricorn, and then Uranus will be going direct right after this new moon on the 22nd. So we've been having this time of review and reflection. Now we can start to feel a little bit of that energy flowing. How we might have been really stuck and unable to move forward. Like we felt this building up of energy and you wanted to move, but like no matter what you tried, it just wasn't going anywhere and the direction wasn't opening up no matter what you did. That could be a shift. you can feel that shift, new directions, actually being able to move forward and take some action. And just to say in general, with the 2023 energy, it's not necessarily going to be this easy year. You know, I've mentioned that with Pluto, okay? Pluto is going to be moving into Aquarius in March for about 6 weeks and then heading back into Capricorn. Right now, this is a real grinding down into the shadows. Everything that's not working in our world, which of course includes our personal lives and the relationship that we're having with our children. So just know, again, that this is the energy of this moment. It's not easy. It's not comfortable. It's transformative. So how can you meet these energies instead of resisting them? That's this real invitation. Now, as a parent, I can say that my biggest moments of transformation, where I even found the real strength in myself, those were not like easy moments where I was just skating through life, just going with the flow. It was all great and happy and grand. Yeah, I know. Those moments of deep transformation, completely changing who I am, changing me to be better, more aligned version of myself, like those are the moments when I'd actually been stripped completely bare. Like I had nothing left to give. Nothing in me, no energy, you know, those bathroom floor moments. And yet somehow managing to get back on my feet again, right? I mean, that's been this entire journey that I've been on with my children. And then what started as their language challenges and moved into this whole new area of multidimensionality and quantum and energy. Like that's where it's taken me. And yet at that moment when the pediatrician was like, no, Kate has a language delay. And then all of a sudden the fears of the world were trying to put her into this box and telling me this is the way she was, this is how it was going to be, which didn't, for me, line up to what I felt and knew about my daughter. It was very, very cataclysmic for me. It was transformational of what I thought my life would be. My experiences of my children and being in the world, it was like everything changed. And I had to really surrender to my children what they were asking of me, or continue to stay in this place of fear and try to fit into what society was pushing us to do. Yeah, like talk about a total breakdown moment. And yet now here I am, this again, more healed and more aligned. You know, I'm still a work in progress, and I'm going to be a work in progress for the rest of my life, especially as a parent. And yet that completely transformed me, that experience. That is Pluto at work. And it is no surprise that as I was going through this really difficult moment, especially with Eric and his journey, that Pluto was transiting my natal south node, which happens to be in Capricorn. So if I had known at the time that it wouldn't have made the experience any easier, but I would have had more ease, more understanding of why my soul was pushing me to have this experience and to go in this whole new direction. Instead, I had to really find my own way through that, trusting and following in my intuition. So this is why I love astrology, and this is why I really love astrology for parents, and especially for parents of these unique, sensitive, just beings. Like they're really here to bring in these new changes, because it can really help you in those moments. But that is Pluto at work, just to give you this example. So if you've had transformation moments like that in your life, let me know too, or reach out, because I wouldn't be surprised that Pluto was highlighting something big for you in your own natal chart. But anyway, back to 2023. So there's a lot of shit that is going to be happening on this 3D world, okay? You want to know a little bit more about that? Check out the other video, okay? But just know for our children, okay, that this is also the world that they are existing in and inhabiting, okay? And how can we, as their parents, still be that place of calm? How can we be in the eye of the storm where it is calm and everything is crazy around us, and yet we are there. We are holding that space for them. So this is a very important time to really hold our energy, our intention on what we value deeply, right to the center of our core and of ourselves. So what is it that you value? Not what was taught to you or conditioned to you by your parents, religion, school, society, but you. Okay, that's going to be really important to ride these waves, these energy, and what's coming, to hold this vision that you want to create for your children. Okay, what kind of communities and networks and support are you longing for and you haven't had? You know, this other course that I'm just completing right now, there was a share of it takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a village to cross someone over into death. And yet here we are in this Western society, and we don't have an actual village to raise our children. That's something that I am longing for, you know, and that's what I'm working on creating for myself and my children. You know, and I'm starting that beautiful friendship with 2 other families, and we're like recognizing in each other that we want community. We want a tribe. And how can we do that? Like, how can we navigate and weave through that? So that's some of my vision. Like, let me know, what is yours? Your vision, your desires, your dreams. And especially with this Aquarian new moon on the 21st, and it's going to be at 1 degree of Aquarius. There can be a lot happening. Now again, look and see where this falls in your chart or your child. Uranus, Aquarius energy, this can be sudden, shocking changes, the feeling of having the rug ripped out from under you. This is the future, big visions of the future. So are you, as parents, moving in the direction of what is new, unique, and different, of being this revolutionary? Or are you more resistant to that? If you are, do know that there is going to be this tension building. There is this energy of breaking free, going through that glass ceiling, going where no one else has gone before. This is the future, okay? And it's when we really resist that, that's when stuff can really happen and be eruptive and explosive. Now, I mentioned, like, where does this fall in your child's chart? You know, what house is being highlighted? Just to give you an example, like, this falls in Eric's 2nd house. So I might be expecting around this time, especially about the 18th to the 22nd, but even beyond, because these outer planets, they go direct like Uranus is, and Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, which is where this new moon is taking place. It's like a big ship. It takes a while to turn and to get moving in this direction, and it's moving forward. So it's this energy can be playing out over a period of time. So just be aware of that. Now, with Eric, I could expect, you know, maybe some sudden shocking changes with where Eric's needs are, you know, his pace, you know, maybe it needs to suddenly be slower. And for me to let him take the lead of where that needs to go. You know, maybe he's ramping up his energy because he's picking up all of this electrical sensitivity in his central nervous system. That's also Uranus. And Knowing my child, that's something he's actually very sensitive to. So what that could mean for him is, I need to get him outside. I need to get him into water to help him move that energy, dispel it from this system, from his system. I can also be like tuning into him, using my intuition to see what are his needs. What kind of energy exchange might he be needing from me? Or are his likes suddenly shifting out of nowhere, where he likes his food this way and suddenly he doesn't want it cold anymore, or things like that. Or what does Eric even value as opposed to me? Okay, those are all second house themes. And again, he can really be picking up on things from the future, information. So, and your children as well. So really tune in with your own antenna for yourself, and also what your kids might be sensing, what they might be downloading from the future at this time. And I would say a really big question for us as parents, especially at this time, is how can we protect those highly sensitive antennas of some of our kids? How can we actually give them the space to explore and to even own their abilities, rather than really stuffing it down and not giving them space to have it, or being so overwhelmed again with life, the people around them, that they just have to like close it off. This is also a time where we can be healing a lot of our own traumas, Uranus, okay, from the past, South Node in Scorpio, okay, of our antennas and sensitivities. So parents, you can be having this resurfacing of those old traumas coming up for you, where you might have had to tap down and hide your psychic gifts and sensitivities in order to survive. So, and remember, as you do that healing and you heal that for yourself, you're then also healing it for your children. So let your intuition be the guide and where it needs to take you this time. Also as well, you might be having this experience of like your child coming to you and saying, I hate homework and I'm just not doing it anymore. And you can't make me, you know, or something like that. And they're just really holding firm. That is also part of these energies. So this time frame is about experimenting, okay, trying new ways together, okay, negotiate. There can be a lot of rebellious, revolutionary energy, protests, right? So make sure you really breathe deeply through those moments with your children, or for yourself as a parent with your children, okay? Because this is the reverse true. You could be the one digging your heels in and just say, I'm not ever doing that again, and you can't make me, kids. And they're like, dude, that's not fair. So catch yourself if they're holding up that mirror to you, okay? And if it is, you know, where is that coming from within you? Like, go find the root of what that is. That's a lot of this Pluto energy as well. What's coming up from your unconscious through your reaction to your children. We are being pushed to build this new, strong foundation around what we love and these relationships. It's about getting real with our children and our beliefs and what we value, and getting rid of everything that isn't in alignment. And that's Venus conjunct to Saturn in Aquarius at this new moon as well. So there can be a real tension around those areas. And again, sudden shocking changes around that. But really just keep moving forward. Keep following your intuition. Keep going against the grain of what society is telling you to be, or telling your children that they should be. What are you calling in for the future of yourself and for your children's future? Set that intention. Don't be afraid. Go experiment. Try new things, okay? This is the time for that. even if we're having this experience of this real breaking down in the world around us, okay, with Pluto there, keep holding space for your children, no matter what happens. Again, being that calm, the eye in the center of the storm. There can be a real expansion of energies around this desire for freedom, open road, trailblazing, going these new directions. We can also have a real fixed opinion at this time, okay? Your children could be really putting their heels into something. They can be very rigid, that things need to be done this way and this way only. Or again, the reverse can be true. You could be doing that to your kids. So be mindful of that. And how can you model the right way to navigate and negotiate those energies? Another thing to be really mindful of at this time is we have Black Moon Lilith aspecting this new moon. Now, Black Moon Lilith is in Lilo. She's in Leo, okay? This is areas where our creativity, our self-expression, this going to the beat of our own drum, being center stage, can have been repressed and oppressed, where it wasn't allowed because it's too different, for example. Like, oh, look at that person over there. Are they actually wearing that? Or look at them. They think they're the star of the show. My child can sing better than that. Those are just kind of some examples of what this distorted energy of Lilith can look like, how it can come through within yourself, but also within your kids. So this is about witnessing, acknowledging, and seeing those wounded parts and where that might have occurred for you. This is also a really important time to let your child shine with their full light and creative expression, to be different, and for you as well. This is like working together as a community, but still being a unique individual. We're not all here to be the same copy of a cog in the machine or to fit the cookie cutter mold. This new moon is really pushing us to break through all of that. Or you might find yourself getting sucked down deeper into those ideologies. Okay, those are both expressions of Aquarius. And with Black Moon Lilith there in Leo, that can be extra highlighted. So if your child wants to take the lead on something, let them, follow them, encourage them. You know, you might need to guide them on how to be a leader in a way that's fair and kind for others as well. And that is also our work as parents. And also to add into these energies as well, there's a lot of creative energy coming in from the Kuiper Belt objects at this time. This ability for divine creation, world renewal. We are at this turning point of divine creation. So hold to that, parents. Remember that. You might also notice a lot of energy coming in from the sun at this time, from photonic light, light codes that could be activating within you or your children. So be open-minded. See how this might play out for you or for them. What insights and guidance that you might be picking up on or your children are, and how you can meet that energy. And I actually really recommend being out in nature on January 21st and giving back in some way, and offering to the earth, connecting to the earth with the ancestors, you know, sending even a prayer of gratitude for your house plants and still being alive. My orchid over here is somehow still alive, and the other day I was just like, thank you so much. I appreciate you for being in this space, because I haven't had good luck with orchids, but this one's communicating with me, and I'm able to meet those needs a little bit better. But even little things like that can really make a difference and sow some seeds to support you in these coming months with these energies. And I just wanted to reaffirm as well, there is a lot happening in our world at this time, but do your best, parents, not to get sucked down into the fears of what's playing out, the crumbling, the breaking down. Really set your intention and hold your attention there. Take this time to vision. Take this time to dream. The power of our consciousness, our consent, our sovereignty is so much bigger than we have been led to believe. So if you find yourself getting caught up in the drama or the fears, I actually want to say to you is look to your children to show you the way, what it means to get back into the present moment, to get back into joy, into play. Our children experience the world through their 5 senses and beyond, especially if you have those extra gifted kids. They know what it means to be in their bodies, and that's something that many of us, especially just trying to survive in this world, that we've forgotten. And we're too much in our mental mind and not enough in our bodies or in our hearts. Our children can teach us how to do that again. So if you find yourself caught there, go look to them to be your teacher, your guide in how to do that. Uranus and Aquarius, again, are very much about trauma. This disassociation from the body. And so let your kids, your children, reteach you how to be in the body, to be aligning with all of your senses, okay? Or, like our kids and how they just go running and do this 5-star jump into a mud puddle and they're just filled with joy and laughter. Like, go join them. Go join them. Like, this is the time to go jump in mud puddles with your kids, to go play, to have fun, most especially if you find yourself really caught up in the fear or what's happening in our world at this time. Our intentions, our vision matters so much. And we can really set our intentions on what we're here to dream up and not what is breaking down. Like, hold your vision to the future, call it in, and just see what visions are going to be coming in for you and your children at this time. I wouldn't be surprised if you were amazed and kind of blown out of the water by what that is and what clarity is coming through for you. So, parents, I truly hope that this is going to help you and support you at this time. Again, please remember, if you want a birth chart reading for your children or you need support on walking this new path with your kids, I do offer consulting, so check out my website, christywhistler.com. And please like this video, subscribe to this channel. Again, that helps me so much. And what helps me even more is that you are even here. You saying yes to your children, to going into this new path, this new direction, is helping all of us. It's helping our world move into this new direction and this new future. So thank you for being here. Thank you for saying yes to your children. I appreciate you all so much. And I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.